Hello and welcome. My name is Lori Painter. I'm a holistic health practitioner and a life transformation coach for women. And today I wanted to share with you, I want to start a series of the most empowering resources that I have used in my life that has dramatically changed the course of my life. So if personal empowerment, personal transformation, and living a healthy life is what you want, then maybe you want to sit in on some of these resources that I share. Today, I'm just going to jump into the number one resource for me, and I want to share with you how I do it. This is actually the most important one to me, and it is the one that I have been doing probably the longest. So I call it, it's actually my mission statement in life, right? I created my YouTube channel, my email address, everything. Inspire to act. And that is to move from a state of inspiration into action. But I don't want to just leave it as this statement. It's an actual way of practicing. And this is a way, now I think a lot of therapists and things, they have words for this, like regulating yourself, doing these specific exercises of breath work and meditation that gets you there. For me, I was not as enlightened in those days, so of course I kind of just did my own thing. And so if you're wanting to be like, what exactly is this Inspired to Act? It's a combination of meditation, breath work, quieting the mind, getting yourself into the present moment, breathing deep and free, and then being still until you get the intuitive nudge, the little spark within, the little call to action, which is inspiration to action, to act on the inspiration that you feel. And I was a person that would make huge to-do lists. I had this planner. This is like back in the days, okay? Like we had these Franklin planners or Stephen Covey, all of these planners. And I would just be like, this is everything that I need to do today. And I'm telling you, at the beginning of the day and even at the end of the night, I always felt behind. I always felt burdened by all of these to-dos. It really kind of took the fun out of life for me. Life felt like a chore of things that I had to do. And I remember noticing the pattern in myself where I would feel an inspired idea, like wouldn't it be nice to do this, right? And then my brain would come in with every limit and self-sabotaging thought possible to talk me out of it. And I actually would listen to it. It'd be like, you can't do that. It's going to take too long. You have this, you're not allowed, whatever. My brain would do that. And I would rob myself of the joys of living an inspired life. And then one day I just became really aware of that. Like, what am I doing? I am literally talking myself out of the life that I want to live. Like, stop. That's why I made this, like, my mission and purpose in life is to act on inspiration. And really, I do think that anyone that does that will find that they're living a consciously created life, one that lights them up, one that fills them with joy, one that is so fulfilling mentally, emotionally, and physically rewarding. It makes me emotional just thinking about this. So if that's something that you want, like, this is all I did is I stopped doing the to-do list, and I just said, okay, I'm gonna surrender. I'm going to listen, and I'm going to honor these intuitive nudges instead of what I think I should be doing. I would lay down, close my eyes, not listen to any music, not have any kind of like sensory deprivation, like closing out anything visually, anything auditorily. I'm not chewing on gums or tasting anything. I didn't even have any aromatherapy. I had nothing. I just shut everything down and I went within and I just breathed deep and free. Sometimes I would count them. Sometimes I would just set my timer for 5 to 10 minutes and I would just breathe and it would be like a prayer, like, okay, now that I'm calmed down, I'm listening. Guide me now. What is the next most into, what do I do now? And sometimes nothing came for like a while, right? But other times, like in 90 seconds, I would feel it and I would be obedient. I would just jump up, go do the thing. And now I'm not saying that they were like in itself miraculous big things. No, sometimes it's like, oh, go put your cup in the sink or get your cup out of the sink, wash it and put it away. Don't leave it for later. Oh, go do this particular thing. And they would just be small tasks. And then after the task was over, I didn't know, okay, now what? So then I would go lay back down again, close my eyes, breathe deep until I felt the intuitive nudge and the inspired spark of enthusiasm. And that dramatically has changed the course of my life. Now, there have been times where I was so obedient to this that I really gave up on all of the to-do lists, and life became so inspiring and so energizing and so I was just delighted by the rewards of paying attention to this. And then there'd be times that I was like, wow, this is too good to be true. I can't believe how quickly life has led me into some of these most incredible experiences that I actually, my brain, my little pea brain was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is not anything close or remotely like your life. And I a little bit felt like, who am I? Do I belong in this situation? Or it was just so different, and it scared me. My conscious brain or my subconscious program was like, whoa, this is very different. Maybe this is dangerous. Maybe there's whatever. And I became really afraid. And after that, I would say that sometimes I would dibble dabble in it, just maybe 20%. But I'll share with you, there was a time when I did it pretty much, well over 80% of the time. I was just living on this inspiration. And in the course of about 3 months, my life looked completely different. My diet was different. My home environment was different. The music I listened to was different. My clothing was different. And it's funny because I remember how this actually originally evolved. I remember looking around my life originally and saying, I don't like the way I dress. I don't like the way that I don't like the stuff that I have. I don't like I'm living this life, but I'm not really lit up by it. And here a few months later, I'm just like, whoa, this is a very different life. And yet one that I would have never come up with in my own mind. And yet it was so incredible, but so different. So it just seemed like night and day over the course of 3 months. So if you're really wanting to change the course of your life, I would say this is probably the fastest, quickest, easiest way that you can change the course of your life around, which is no longer live based on what the outside world is telling you to do, what you think you should be doing, whatever. And just go from within and listen to those intuitive nudges, those inspiring, jolting, invigorating. When people say, oh, I just don't have the energy to do this, that doesn't exist with this little method of resting and closing your eyes and breathing deep and just acting on that inspiration. It's it gives you the energy, get up, go for a walk right now. Okay, I'm going to do the walk until I'm done with the walk, and then I'm going to close my eyes and breathe again. Maybe I'm there for 5 minutes, maybe I'm there for 20 minutes, and then when the next thing hits, I'm going to act on it. It's just a totally different way of life. And they say that if you were only to make a 1-degree shift in your life, that you will, over the course of your life, the years, you'll end up somewhere completely different. And hence the desire to share some of these tools with you, so that maybe you end up in the life that you always dreamed of and wanted for yourself, not the one that you talked yourself into, that you had to live based on your life circumstances or what the outside world told you, whether it was religion that told you, your parents that told you, teachers that told you, lovers that told you, family members that told you, TV that told you, the media, whomever, anything on the outside. This is really the fastest way to get in touch with your dream life and to get into touch with what lights you up, what brings you joy, that gives you that instant fulfillment. And that's one of the things that I love about this tool, is that you don't have to wait to get the reward, at the end of your life it'll be like that. No, you get it in the moment, because first you get that intuitive nudge that gives you like enthusiasm and curiosity and joy. And then you do the thing with joy because you're like, yeah, this feels good to do. I'm inspired to do this. And then over the course of doing that forever, I mean, over sustained time, you get to see how impactful it is. But even in just the one inspired action, there's a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. It's not empty. There's an enthusiasm behind it. And I would say that joy, love, peace, doing those things, those are these intangible riches that are so fulfilling and so nourishing and so rewarding that I think that as time goes on, it definitely reflects in a rewarding healthy body, rewarding healthy relationships, rewarding career and financial life. But in the moment, you get the reward of the satisfaction of how good it feels just to act out of inspiration instead of out of obligation and burden. So that is the first of many tools that I would like to inspire you with to make you feel more empowered in your life. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.